Okay, so that's the first hole. Okay, so the clamping plate all tapped. So I'm not really taking deep cuts. It doesn't look too bad. That is a win in my books. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another video. On this one, we'll be killing it on the lathe. Enjoy. Yes, I got the clamping plate in the milling machine. That line there is where I must be cutting. I don't think I'm going to show you much of this because it'll be the same machining process as the other one. But that's the line I must cut. Okay, so that's it finished there. Like I said, I didn't want to show still a lot of milling here because it's the same as all the others, so I didn't want to bore you. But that's not done. That's opposite to that one, as you can see there. So this will basically bolt on. That will basically go on there. You can see everything's lining up. Everything's lining up okay. The side is a little bit out here. So the tool will obviously fit inside here. Bolted down there. And then this whole lot will be bolted together. Almost there. Like I said, once it's in there, I'm going to give a test run on one of these discs here just to see how much shuddering takes place, how much vibration here. If there's a bit too much vibration, then I'll gusset this side and I'll gusset this side, you know, and then see what happens when I gusset that. Get in there, guys. Okay, so that's the first hole for the clamping bolts for the tool itself, for the tool. That's the first hole. So I'll just carry on drilling now, and I'm going to tap it 8mm, and that should clamp the tool into the holder. Okay, so the clamping plate all tapped. Got my cap screws in there. It's a bit long now, but I'll chop it down so that when it clamps the tool, it won't stick out that much. Okay, so now I'm going to be drilling all of this and clamping the two plates together. My next step. Got all that hole drilled out there now. That will take this bolt now, obviously. Like that. Might change it in the future, but might leave it as well. And then this is the other plate, and this one must be tapped now, 8mm. So I'm going to stick these taps in here. So I'm going to tap there, over there, there. Once that's tapped, as you all should know, then this will bolt on there. That will bolt together there. Then I'll stick the tool in, clamp it, stick it in the lathe and see if it works. If there's any shuddering or anything there. Okay, let's tap. Alright, all is tapped now. They're all tapped. It's time to bolt. Time to bolt the plate. Time to bolt the plate onto the clamping plate onto the holder. Something like that. all fitting okay. I just fine-tune the fitment in comparison with each other. Like, I mean, all these holes got a little bit of play in them. I gave half a mil clearance between the plate and the bolt. Bolt is 8 mil, and I drilled the holes 9.5. So you got that little bit of play there. Millimeter all around, which is fine. That was just for in case there was some misalignment with these holes. Anyway, I'm going to bolt this together and I'll stick it in the lathe. Okay, there we go. There we go. All bolted. Clamping bolts here. Like I said, these clamping bolts, these I can shorten. Or I can change it maybe to like these grub screws. Might be a better option. Or I'll just leave it like this. I'll just see. I mean, it's not an important, cosmetically doesn't really matter. So that's all nice together. That's sticking out at the back there. That's not an issue. That won't affect the functionality of this tool. So I'm going to stick it in the lathe, and I'm going to run a test on this. I'm going to run a test on this forward disc here. Much smaller than the one that's in the lathe right now. I mean, in the lathe right now is the Ford Ranger. You can see there's like day and night difference here. Day and night difference between the two. So I'm going to stick it in the post. I got the steady in, and I'm going to see how steady. I'm going to just line up the cutting tool tip, make sure it's nice and center, and then see what happens. Okay, there she's in the tool post. Got the tool in, stuck my shim in there. That's a 1mm shim, because when I machined this groove for the tool, I actually machined it 1 mil lower in order to shim it. I mean, you can't have this higher in case you need to go lower, then you have to machine it all out again. So I machined that 1mm lower, stuck the shim in, tightened it up. So let's see what it looks like against the steady. Just move these about so I can get it past. Okay, move this in. I'll bring this a little bit forward. Let's have a look. I don't know if the focus will be in. But she looks kind of okay to me. She looks kind of more or less on the center. So I'm going to change this, like I said, and I'll put the forward one in, give it a test run and see if there's any vibrations or chattering on this thing. Let's see. I got the forward disc in, and I set the tool in, but I had to bring it quite a bit out here, because at the end of the day I actually made this holder using the bigger disc into consideration, because the bigger disc, this break-in area was much further out. So this would work perfect on the bigger disc, but I want to try it on this disc because this will be the more common sizes, and then I'll see. So I had to bring this a bit more out here, but let's see what happens. Okay, let's change the speed. Way too fast. Okay, that's better. Okay, there goes nothing. Let's see. So I'll take the fur, I'll move in. I'll just touch it first. And let's see what happens. That's just about touching. That's just about touching. And that's me running it all along. Okay, let's see what it done. No, it didn't really do much. Didn't really do much because I was just about touching the surface. But this rust, must be careful, it'll break this tip because this rust is hard. But anyway, I'll carry on now and see what happens. So as you can see, I had to turn this holder a little bit so I could get the tool more deeper into the holder. But it all seems to be working out okay. So I'm not really taking deep cuts. But I mean, there's no need to rush things. But if I feel the post just on the touch, then there's actually no chattering, no extra vibration that what one would expect from when machining. Like the tool post itself will probably give about the same type of vibration that this is giving off here now. So it seems to be okay for now. I'll carry on machining and then see what happens. It doesn't look too bad. I would think you can say this is a success. Definitely this hold is definitely working. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to be doing. This is for me is 100%. So as for this disc, I would call this a success. I'll remove this now and put the tool directly into the post, and then I'll machine this side. Here, this rust is hard, eh? This rust is hard. Okay, that is a win in my books. There's nothing wrong with that. That is perfect. That is perfect. There's still some rust because I mean this was the old disc that was laying outside in the weather for years and years, so the rust embedded itself into this disc already. This is just a disc for me to demonstrate. So, but even if this wasn't a disc for me to demonstrate, this disc I would put on my car and use. Seems okay. I would say that tool's a win. For sure. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video, so I hope you guys had an enjoyable time watching it. In the future I'll be making, sometime in the future I'm going to make another video where I complete the holder, and I'm going to scheme a set of discs, put it to a car and give it a test run, and we'll see if my MacGyver scheming tool works. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for now.
Can anybody out there hear me?